Good morning, everyone. It's a hot day in July in New England, and I got a fairly short, I think, uh, podcast today. I'm going to talk about something that I kind of touched on before, but I'm going to give you my feelings of it in depth, which is letting go. But before I do that, I want to give a shout out to all the essential people and the medical people that are out there. I had my last PT on my shoulder yesterday, and to see the work that those guys are doing, just try to keeping everybody safe. They take my temperature, they make sure I have a mask. Of course, I had one when I walked in. They give you disinfectant for your hands. They disinfect everything. Between clients, they're constantly cleaning. You know, they only touch you when they absolutely have to. And even then, they're disinfecting themselves. They're being very, very cautious. And um, we took some family to a medical center that had to have some tests, and I went with them, and they said only one person can go, the patient and somebody else. And so I was left out. I had to go sit in the car, or I sat outside at one place. And so they're trying to be extra careful. I mean, sometimes I think they go a little bit far, but that's just an opinion, okay? But at least they're trying to be extra careful, limiting the number of people in the building, making sure that, and they checked everybody that came in, they asked them all the questions, and they checked, make sure you don't have a fever, all that kind of stuff, and it's just, wow. And they got to deal with the public on top of that, keep themselves safe. So, kudos to them, and even the people that are working in the supermarkets and the stores that are open. Um, just amazing jobs. My heart really goes out to musicians and entertainment people, actors, people behind the scenes that rely on entertainment for their living. That they're shut down, and they haven't had income since March, and man, they're hurting. They're hurting. There are some relief programs out there for them, but not much. I mean, God, it's got to be hard if you don't have an income of any kind, and you're stuck in the pandemic. You can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. Hopefully, you have enough money for your rent and food and gas and whatever else life throws at you. So my heart goes out to them. But anyways, today's talk is sorry about the noise in the background. I've got the AC going. It's hot, so I can't really shut it off. It's just my little office since noon, and the sun really starts beating down on it. The temperature just goes through the roof. So if I don't have AC going, it turns into a sweat box real quick. So my apologies for the background noise. But today's topic about let it go. Paul McCartney wrote a song, "Let It Be." It's the same kind of thing. I've talked about forgiveness, and that's a very powerful thing if you can really find it in your heart to get down to that place of love that's inside your heart, because that's what we were made with. We were made with love. No matter how we were created, our essence, our being, doesn't come from just our parents. It comes from, you want to call it God, you want to call it our creator, you want to call it the source, the great spirit, Allah, okay, the Tao, whatever works for you. I don't know. There's so many opinions out there, so many religions, and we all think they're the one. But I believe we came from something, and when we are born, a little piece of that becomes us. So we all have a bit of God. We're all part of the universe, and the universe is part of us. So when you hate somebody, dislike somebody, distrust, love, like, have compassion for, mercy, you're doing that actually for a piece of yourself. If you could see yourself inside of somebody else, then you've come a long way. A long way. And letting it go is about, at least for me, I'm viewing it in past negative experiences. I don't really like to talk about negative things, but past really disturbing experiences that we've had. And some people have had some very trying experiences. And some of our soldiers and women that have had abuse, children that have had abuse, and some people come from very horrific pasts. And I sympathize with you. I may not totally understand your experiences, but I do empathize with your situation. And I'm not making light of it when I say let it go. But the best thing that you can do is really to let go of your past. Know it and understand it, but don't be involved in it. Let it go, let it be, because you've only got one thing. One thing in life for sure. You've got this moment right here, right now. You don't have the future because that's not here yet. You don't have the past because that's gone. You only have the present, and that's the only gift given to you, is the present, right now. And if you want to change something, the only thing you can change is the present moment. Here and now. Let it go. I was very angry when my father died. My mother passed away. My stepfather. People that I've loved very dearly, that were very important in my life, and I wish I could have said more to them about how important they were to me. And while I cherish their memories, and I choose to remember the better memories, not that I've forgotten the bitter ones, but I choose to remember the good times, the happier occasions. You still got to let it go from your emotional connection. Try not to get emotionally involved. That's difficult. I know it is. But when those feelings, those emotions come up, I try to turn around and wish them love. Wish them love and let it go. You run into somebody at the store that's got issues and, is speaking out of turn, whatever, and, they cause a situation. Water off a duck's back, as they like to say. Just let it go. Once you're out of that situation, let it go. Let it go. I am Mr. Mistake. I make a lot of mistakes in this world. I am not perfect. I am far from it. I can't preach to anybody about being perfect. There's only one perfect man in this world, according to the Bible. It certainly wasn't me. I've made far too many, and I will make more. And I not only have to ask forgiveness, I have to forgive myself. Can you forgive yourself of things that you've done? And every once in a while, something comes up in memory that I have. And something stupid I did. And I have to say, whoops. But the thing of it is that, did you learn from that situation? Can you learn something now from that situation? From something that you did, what can you get out of it? If you don't learn from your past situations, then you're doomed to repeat it, which is the definition of insanity, right? So, my suggestion is, let it go. Let it go. Be like water, which is the best you can do. Water is open, flowing, humble. Water seeks the lower places, but yet can be the most powerful of things. Water can carve through rock, one of the hardest substances. It carve right through it by being patient. Look at the oceans. One drop doesn't mean much, but when it all gathers together, oy, oy. The ocean's a powerful thing. A stream, a puddle, not so much. But if that stream becomes a raging flood, whoa, destroy a lot of things. To add water to a mix, and it can cause landslide. So water is a very unique substance. And if we can be more like water, water won't hang on to things. You put salt in water, and then you boil the water off, the water's free. It lets go. It lets go of the salt. Bye. See you later. I'm going to go back to my original form. It becomes gas, hot water, steam, cools off, becomes water again. Gets too cold, it becomes ice. Warms back up, it becomes liquid water again. There's a parable, and I'm going to paraphrase it because I don't remember it exactly. But there were two monks walking back to their monastery. And they came up to this stream that they had to cross. It was quite a wide stream, and there was an old lady standing there. She's like, I can't get across. So the older monk said, get on my back, I'll carry you across. And she jumps on his back. The three of them cross the stream. He lets her off, and she walks her way, and the monk walks their way. And then the monk, a mile down the road, contemplating, thinking about it. Just said the older monk, we weren't supposed to touch women. We're not supposed to touch females. And the older monk said to the younger monk, I let her off back to the stream. Why are you still carrying her? The moral of the story is right there. Don't hold on to things. A lot of things in this world are fleeting. Our looks, our money, our stuff. Just material. The stuff in your heart, that stuff can stay. So you want to be careful of what you hold in your heart. I choose to hold goodness, mercy, compassion, humility, love. Those are the things that I want to hold on to. Because those are the things I cherish. And I give them freely. I don't hold it, but I give them out freely because I get more. There's an endless supply of goodness. Your hate just tears you down. Your anger, your disgust, whatever. It's just going to tear you down. It hurts you. It doesn't help anybody. Hate never helps anybody. That's my 2 cents. Thank you, everyone, for the few people that actually do watch this podcast. I appreciate you so very much. It hasn't gotten out to the world, but you know what? It's not for the world, it's for me. Maybe someday somebody will look upon this and get a little measure of help. from what I've done? I hope so. Because that's the only reason I'm doing it. To solidify my thoughts and maybe help somebody along the way. If this helps you at all, feel free to comment, share, like. If you really like it, subscribe and hit the notice button and I'll let you know the next time I put them up. I generally put them up every Friday. I've got, I think I've got one more song from my album that I did. Excerpt, a little piece of it, that I'm going to put in on this podcast. And then after that, I'm going to dive into some of the bulk of my other material, and I'll put those on the end. And I hope you enjoy those as well. So, take care, be well, be safe, be healthy, be happy, be well. God bless you.